Okay, Jalen Hurts, his legacy changed. Just recently in this past Super Bowl, his whole career, the trajectory, everything about it, from his story going back to when he started playing at Bama, just everything about it is now it's looked through a new lens. Okay, and the reason I say that is because when you go from, a quarterback that was benched in college to beating one of the all-time greats, it's a story that you just see it. It's what makes sports so great. You watch that, you watch the players that come up from nothing and they make themselves into a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, World Series, Stanley Cup champion, whatever sport you want to you want to talk about. I think Jalen Hurts, his story truly amazes me. Number one, okay, I mean to put it like a to put it simply, being benched as an athlete it'll make or break you. It could be your turning point or it could be just your absolute downfall. And Tua was great for them. Tua was great for them. Hurts and Lincoln Riley just meshed better. Tua was better for Bama. That's just how it played out. At the time it seemed probably like the worst thing that could happen to him. Kills your confidence, makes you question what you're doing as an athlete, if this is even your sport. But it changed his career for the better. And that's kind of like the thing in sports and life in general when it feels like, when it seems like life is pulling you back and you're just, for every step forward, you take two back. Everyone's ahead of you. It feels like it's just getting ready to launch you like a catapult. You're getting pulled back, it feels like, but then you let go and you let things be and it launches you ahead and you're finally where you need to be in a blink of an eye. That's, not always the case. Some people have it worse than others, but it's like, picture this. You're a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, okay? He he doesn't know anything about Los Angeles, knows nothing about Sean McVay and his offense, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, has never been outside of Detroit. But all Sean McVay knows and all Matthew Stafford knows is that he's an aging quarterback that has a cannon and has never gotten a real opportunity at winning a Super Bowl, let alone a playoff game. So he comes in, Super Bowl champion first year, and absolutely changes his legacy forever. From a quarterback, you never could win a playoff game, questionable if he's even elite or not. You know, his career seems like he's wasting his career in Detroit. All those things that, as a quarterback that will haunt you for the rest of your career. Look at Dan Marino. Everything that he did, missing that ring, it will forever haunt you. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Don't any athlete that tells you that they didn't win it, they're okay with not winning a championship, they're lying to you. Okay, and they may come to terms with it. They might be okay, in the long run, and they have a family, whatever, they have their legacy, but winning a Super Bowl or winning any championship is the reason you play the sport. Okay, and it's like you can either be the Dan Marino, Andrew Luck, or you could be the Matt Stafford who made it. Well, it wasn't really his decision, but got thrown into a situation and he made the best of it. It wasn't a bad situation, it was a good one, but he made the best of it because it could have went either way. You get a new opportunity, you get new life, and a new life could look like getting benched, like Jalen Hurts. Or it could be going to a team that's ready to win it all. But it's on you. It's on you and how you deal with it. You could make a good situation bad. You can make a bad situation good. Okay, and Jalen, by the way, you could feel the difference right away when he was put in his rookie year. The offense captured a spark. He gave them a different dynamic than the one that Wentz couldn't, because Wentz was on his way out. He had that 1-2 seasons where he was really good, and it just injuries, I guess, caught up to him. But even in his rookie year, when he got put in that Green Bay game, when he was put in sometimes to run the ball, you could feel an energy in that offense. You could feel it. And I think, the Doug Peterson thing was good for a while, didn't last. Sirianni coming in, taking him to the playoffs with, Jalen Hurts, his first year starting. You could feel that there was something building there. I mean, for Hurts to go from getting benched in Alabama, this is what, like, it makes for a freshman, and he comes in and wins them the national championship. It's like that's supposed to be your moment. And the way that he handled it, going to Oklahoma and becoming that dynamic player and getting drafted in the second round, everything that, and riding the bench for his first year, it's like it's all challenging you, but he's overcome those little challenges. It's almost better for a lot of people, I think. You get Zach Wilson, praised, gets it all. He gets, the top pick. Same thing with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold went to the Jets, supposed to be their savior, and look what happened. Ultimately, all of the bad that he went through ended up being the best thing for him because it gave him the best season of his career and a playoff appearance. It may not be, compared to someone like Brady or obviously anybody that has won a Super Bowl or the elites. It doesn't compare, but to Darnold, that's the highest he's ever felt. I can guarantee you that. And, on the other side of pain and all that shit in sports that you go through, the self-doubt, if you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, you will get to where you want to be. But not even where you want to be, where you need to be. And that's what Jalen Hurts did. He had no choice but to wait for his turn. He waited. He was patient. Not only does he have 2 Super Bowl appearances and a win, but he's taken Philly to the playoffs every year he was a starter. And the only other player, the only other quarterback to do that, bring his team to the playoffs every year as a starter for at least 3 seasons, is Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts has done it for 4 straight. Mahomes has done it since 18, count the seasons, that's 7, I think. So, player like Stroud and Love have done it 2 seasons in a row, first 2 for being the starter, but I'm just going to categorize it for at least 3 because that's a hard thing to do. You coming in first year as a starter, bringing your team to the playoffs for 3 or more straight years, that is a hard thing to do. It's no mistake. You're an elite quarterback. I don't care what. Hurts didn't have Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown in his first year. He didn't. He didn't have, a seasoned coach now like Nick Sirianni. He had a rookie. 2021, he took that team to the playoffs. They had Devontae Smith, a rookie, as their number 1 receiver, and he took them to the playoffs. I mean, they got blown out by Tampa. They weren't that great, but he did what most quarterbacks couldn't do. So, to me, he has reached that elite class. He's reached that, Breeze, the Mannings, Big Ben, Stafford, Rodgers, the modern era of quarterbacks and the Super Bowl champions that they have produced. He's in that category without a doubt. He's elite. I think we got to, it's kind of like the same situation with Eli Manning. You look at people are, questioning if he should even be in the Hall of Fame, which is just ridiculous. I don't know what the fuck, people are even thinking when they say that. You beat Tom Brady twice. It doesn't matter the stats, the interceptions, how many interceptions he threw. It doesn't matter how many bad games he had, how many sacks he took, how many missed throws in the regular season, anything. He got it done when it needed to get done. In the harshest conditions, in the most challenging gauntlet, 3 games on the road in the playoffs, and then beating the GOAT. You go to Lambeau twice. You beat Aaron Rodgers. You beat Brett Favre. You beat Tony Romo in Dallas. That's the thing that people get too caught up in. They look at everything that's wrong instead of the immaculate thing that this athlete did that so little get to do, win a Super Bowl. I mean, that alone, it just puts you at such a untouchable kind of, what tier, I guess, is not the right word. It's something like that, like such an untouchable kind of mountain on the top of some kind of mountain that only a few will get to touch. And I don't think people take that into account enough because someone like Eli Manning should without a doubt be in the Hall of Fame. And Jalen Hurts is well on his way. Everything that has ever been doubted about him or will be doubted about him, he's already put to bed. He can throw the ball deep. He can make good decisions. He can overcome adversity. He can win a Super Bowl. He can beat one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. You can't say anything else about him. He's done everything in such a short career. He will do more, and he will make plays that he hasn't made before, beat quarterbacks that he hasn't beaten before. But right now, where he is, he's in that class of Mahomes. You know, he did the things that Josh Allen couldn't even say. Lamar can't even say it. Beat Mahomes. Hurts did it. His legacy has changed forever. Only other quarterbacks to beat Patrick in the playoffs are Brady and Burrow. Brady is the only one to do it in a Super Bowl. Wish it could have been Purdy. Fuck. People who say Hurts can't throw deep. Just watch the film. Just turn it on. All you got to do is look up Jalen Hurts highlights. I think that's the thing. You could see it in his play, especially even when he was younger, when the team wasn't that great or as good as it is now. He did not make a bad situation worse or a not so great situation worse. That's what I think all the greatest athletes, quarterbacks of all time have in common. What they're given, they make the best out of what they're given. And they elevate the play of the players around them, no matter if they're a fucking undrafted rookie or an 8-year veteran. They make them better. Mahomes does that. Brady does that. I think Breeze did it. I just think that it's someone like Hurts, you can see it in how he plays. That's the kind of player he is. He elevates. He doesn't, he builds up. He doesn't tear down. Jalen's leadership, his decision-making, the way he carries himself, everything outside of the physical, the boxes are checked. And he's a Super Bowl champion, and he beat an all-time great. I think when we look back, he'll likely have an MVP and another Super Bowl. But I think as of right now, what he's done, from going back all the way to college, taking that benching like a man, finding a new opportunity, making the best of it, riding the bench his first year in the NFL, taking his team to the playoffs the first 4 years as a starter, 2 Super Bowl appearances and a championship. It's the trajectory of that, of his career right now. What it's going, it's better than Josh Allen, better than Joe Burrow, better than Lamar Jackson, better than everyone besides Patrick Mahomes. Where he's at right now, you can make that argument that he's second. I mean, there's just no other quarterback. You can't say that about Josh Allen. He doesn't have 2 Super Bowl appearances. He doesn't even have 1. Lamar doesn't have 1. Burrow has 1. Herbert, I think, is someone, him and Burrow I think are in that same category, that Burrow more than Herbert, that, eventually they can kind of get to that point where Stafford was, if this kind of keeps going downhill instead of up, if we don't make progress by the time I'm like 34, I want out. I want to go to a team that's ready. Like Stafford went to a team that they knew they were hungry from a few years ago, from when they lost to New England. McVay wanted to get back. He knew he had the team to get back. He just needed a quarterback, and he knew that Stafford was so perfect. I mean, that trade, you go back and you look, that trade is so, it's almost, you could make the argument that it is the best trade ever possible. If the Lions won the Super Bowl this year, I think, 100%. But it's just, that stuff just does not happen. I don't think we'll ever see something like that for another couple decades, if not more. I mean, just half a century maybe. But, yeah, I just wanted to come on here, rant about that a little bit. I think Jalen Hurts' legacy has changed forever. We got to put some respect on his name, man. The guy's elite. The guy is him. He's top 2. You can make the argument he's top 2. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of great QBs right now, but I think when you look back at his career, it's the most impressive. One of the most impressive. At least right now, is what I'm saying. He could fall off and be terrible for the next 7 years. We really never know anything in sports, but I'm just saying right now, for where it's at, for what it is, he's really great. So, thanks for watching. If you're new here, I make content like this often, especially on Instagram. I got it all, man. News, highlights, draft season's upon us, so I got some more stuff coming up for that. At the Deep Ball on Instagram, man. Go follow. Appreciate, love you guys. Your sister's ass, your mother's ass. Go fuck yourself. I'm from New Jersey. Tony Soprano, Gabagool. Have a good one. See you later.